joining us. Coach Doran talked a little bit yesterday about Ikki on the offensive line and how much excitement he brings to the offense with the blocks he's able to make. I wanted to ask, from your perspective from a running back, how fun and exciting is it to be able to run behind someone that's that dominant, that good at lead blocking on the offensive line?
It's very exciting, because Ikki always gonna get his job done, and he always be the first one to come up and tell you like, you want to score or you want to do anything, get behind me, and it's good because you actually see it on film, like the pancakes that he's having, leading down the field, or just the impact that he just brings to the game at his position. It's just exciting, and he's just gonna be a very well player, a great player.
Gibby.
Yeah, Ricky, could you elaborate a little bit more on what you guys have planned for the Pac United, honoring Pac United this week for the Liberty game?
Annabelle.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if they even know we're having some.
Okay.
Ricky, you could probably just talk about what Pac United is and what it's meant to the team. Does that help you, Gibby?
Yeah, that'd be fine.
I mean, Pac United is basically, us coming together throughout this tough time, with with police brutality, and us just raising awareness to the situation, and that us athletes do have a voice on like what is going on in today's world, and we want to use our platform to be able to speak for those people whose voices cannot be heard.
Yeah, I know it's kind of a sensitive subject, but how is the black athletes and the white players on the team? How have they kind of come together? Have they come together to and been united in this cause?
I mean, we had a conversation like that when this situation first occurred. You know, people like Pay Wilson and a few other players, Devin Leary. We just sat down inside of a room and we just had a powwow with each other, and they just gave their perspective about their situation and wanted to understand the situation. From basically people like me, my viewpoint on the situation, and they just wanted to better educate themselves on the situation so that they can better so that they can understand what's going on, what we go through on a day-to-day basis.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Ricky.
Mhm.
Corey.
Ricky, obviously the offense as a whole has changed dramatically this season compared to last year. For you guys, obviously, Coach Tim Beck coming in, he changed a lot of things around, but there had to be a lot of buy-in from the players as well. How much did you guys kind of come together and realize that you guys wanted to change the offensive system and be a much more improved offense than where you were last year?
I mean, Coach Beck, he got a lot of experience up on his belt. I mean, everybody knows that. And it's just basically, the process that we went through during the off season, on like the type of bond that we have with each other. That's 10 times better than what it was last year, I would say. And most people look at it as, Coach Beck, Coach Beck, Coach Beck, which it is. Coach Beck plays a huge role. But I just feel like the brotherhood that we have and that we went through, the type of adversity that we have been going through with each other, it just makes it, we want to play harder for each other, like to our man, to our left, or to our right. And I feel like that's like really like the reason why, you seeing like some of the plays that we are making, this year compared than last year. Just for like the type of brotherhood and the adversity that we, went like going through with COVID and the program during the off season, like it's just 10 times bigger than what it was last year.
Thank you, Ricky.
Jonas.
Hey, Ricky, thank you for taking the time and speaking with us. I wanted to follow up on Alex's question about Ikki. When you're back watching film, or even if you're like on the sideline and say Bam or Jordan's running the ball, have you caught yourself this season kind of watching Ikki and following along and seeing if he's pancaking those guys?
100% without a doubt. It's just because it's Ikki. Ikki gonna make a play regardless. I mean, I love that man to death. I mean, we hang out with each other outside of football, but it's it's been plenty of times where I could just catch myself on the sideline or doing film. We'd be like, man, look what Ikki did. And coach would actually zoom in on it, on Sundays after the tape and be like, yeah, man, you get some cert behind it and all the other stuff. You're like, that's what you're supposed to do. But I mean, in the words of my coach would say, what, you want a cookie for doing what you're supposed to do? But but nah, like it's just Ikki a great ball player, man, and I love that guy to death.
Do you have a favorite Ikki pancake block from this season?
I'll say the one where he was lead blocking for Bailey down the sideline, where Bailey did the bootleg and he pancaked the dude right in front of him. It was funny.
Appreciate it, man.
James Henderson.
Yeah, Ricky, obviously Bailey has played earlier last year and then obviously to start the season. Have you noticed, though, from him a confidence level, maybe a difference there these last 3 games? He's really playing at a high level.
Yeah. We all had conversations with Bailey. It just felt like at first, people who, when you get the role playing starting quarterback, like the pressure that you have, or you just feel like you overwhelmed at times. And basically, from us leaders, from the coaches to Coach Beck, the other people inside, they've been inside Bailey's ear. Basically, we just been telling him like to cut it loose, man. Like you have nothing to lose. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like you shouldn't play uptight. You know what I'm saying? Like you should be able to just play your game. And if you make a mistake, you make a mistake, but you make a mistake going 100%, and we're gonna go back and we're gonna fix it. And compared to playing uptight and not cutting loose and playing to your ability, like we know you can. But Bailey has stepped up to the role. You guys notice that from the past 2 games that he played, and he's just playing to his full potential now, and that he's a great ball player.
Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Lawrence Davis.
Yeah, Ricky, kind of a similar question. How have you kind of seen him grow at Bailey? How have you seen him grow as a leader in the locker room and like on the field in the last couple of weeks?
He's been using his voice a lot more. I mean, getting the guys hyped up, coming off of like whenever we have like a big drive on offense, he always the first guy to either to the offensive lineman or to us, and he trying to work like the small details on certain passes or certain protections so he can get a better understanding, and also just keeping the energy alive on the sideline. He's actually stepped into that role where he's being a more vocal leader now, because at first Bailey, he wasn't as vocal as he was now, and he's just really starting to grow up and show what he can do.
I know you mentioned him being vocal. He said he gave a speech last week. How was that speech?
It was a good speech. It was a great speech. But can't say what I can't say it because we can't record it here. So that's the discussion for something else.
You got to be PG, right, Rick? Charlie Mickens.
Good afternoon, Ricky. Some people will look at this game with Liberty and say, "Oh, it's Liberty. We got this." Just because it's Liberty, a smaller school. What is it that you see when you look at them that say, you know what, we better take these guys seriously?
I mean, we take every opponent seriously. It's not. I wouldn't say it's just because it's Liberty. Liberty, they honestly got respect. They ranked 20th in country, 8-0. I mean, it's nothing. It's not nothing that we have to do better on our part. But I mean, we just got to play our brand of football, hard, tough together, day in and day out. And if I feel like we play our brand of football, I feel like nobody will be able to beat us. But like I said, we don't overlook anybody. But I mean, from watching them, like watching their players on tape, they actually got some great players over there at Liberty. And just like Coach said, respect the players who, deserve the respect, and they deserve their respect.
Thank you.
All right. Does anyone have anything else for Ricky? All right, Ricky, thank you.